I came home early, opened the bedroom door and found my wife and her boss very busy on our bed. She screamed, "It's a strategy meeting." I just said, "Carry on." Then I locked the door from the outside and called her boss's wife to come join the meeting. The moment she walked in, their screams shook the walls. Before we get into this absolute chaos, smash that subscribe button, because Reddit Family Stories brings you the most insane real-life drama every single day. Trust me, you're not going to believe where this goes. Alright, let back up and give you the full picture. I'm 36. My name's David. I work in project management for a construction firm. Long hours, decent pay, the usual grind. My wife Jessica, she's 34, was working in marketing at this mid-sized tech company. She'd been there about 3 years. Now about 6 months before all this went down, her company brought in this new piece, some hotshot executive named Marcus. Real smooth talker apparently. Expensive suits. Big ideas, you know the type. Jessica started mentioning him a lot. Marcus wants this. Marcus thinks we should do that. Marcus is really pushing for perfection on this campaign. And then came the late nights. She'd been staying at the office until 8, 9, sometimes 10 p.m. Big campaign launch, she kept saying. Marcus wants everything perfect before we go live. I didn't think much of it at first. I mean, I work late sometimes too, right? It's just part of the job. But it was happening 3, 4 times a week. Sometimes she'd come home and just collapse into bed without saying much. Should I have suspected something? Maybe. But you don't want to be that paranoid husband, you know. You want to trust your wife anyway. Last Tuesday, regular day. We were 2 weeks from a major deadline on this commercial property project. I'm at work, expecting to be there until at least 6 p.m. like always. Then around 1:30, my boss calls everyone into the conference room. Good news, people. Client pushed the deadline back 2 weeks. They're doing some redesigns on their end. So we're cutting you loose early today. Get out of here at 2. First time in literally months I was leaving before 5 p.m. I texted Jessica. Got off early. Home soon. Didn't get a response. Figured she was in a meeting or something. I grabbed my stuff, said goodbye to my coworkers, and headed home. Got there around 20:45. And that's when things got weird. Her car was in the driveway. Jessica never came home early. Ever. She was always the last one to leave her office. So seeing her car there in the middle of the afternoon, my first thought was maybe she was sick. I walked up to the front door, unlocked it, stepped in. The house was quiet. No TV sounds. No music. Nothing. Jess, I called out. No answer. Then I heard it, noises, coming from upstairs. And look, I'm not an idiot. My brain immediately started doing that thing where it tries to rationalize what you're hearing. Maybe she's watching something on her laptop. Maybe she's on a video call. Maybe she's exercising. But deep down, I already knew. You just know. You know what I mean? I walked up the stairs. Each step felt heavier than the last. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. The noises were coming from our bedroom. The door was closed. I stood there for maybe 10 seconds. Just staring at that door. Part of me wanted to turn around and leave. Pretend I never came home early. Just go grab a coffee somewhere and come back later. But I couldn't. I opened the door, and there they were, my wife in our bed, with a man I recognized from her company holiday party last year, Marcus, her boss, both of them, completely naked, in the middle of, yeah. The second that door opened, Jessica screamed, like full-on horror movie scream. Marcus scrambled, trying to pull the sheets over himself, looking at me like a deer in headlights. I just stood there, frozen. My brain couldn't process what I was seeing. What are you doing home? Jessica yelled, grabbing the sheet and pulling it up to cover herself. I live here, I said. My voice sounded weirdly calm. Marcus was trying to put his pants on while still in the bed. He fell over. Under different circumstances it might have been funny, but this was my marriage imploding in real time. This isn't. We were just. Jessica stammered, and then she said it. It's a strategy meeting. I blinked. A strategy meeting. Yes, we were discussing the campaign launch and things. It's not what you think. Marcus finally got his pants on and stood up. Listen, man. We were just going over some strategy and, yeah, I interrupted. I heard. Strategy meeting. Jessica was crying now. Full tears streaming down her face. Please, David, you have to understand. You're right, I said. And I felt this weird calm wash over me. Like my emotions just shut off. I should leave you to your meeting. I stepped back toward the door. Carry on. And then I closed the door. And locked it from the outside. Now let me explain. We live in this older house. Previous owners installed these slide bolts on the outside of a couple doors. Never understood why. Some kind of weird safety thing, or maybe they had kids they needed to keep in rooms. I don't know. But our bedroom had one. We never used it. I didn't even think about it most days. Until that moment. I slid that solid metal bolt closed. Immediately the pounding started. David, what are you doing? Let us out. Just finishing your meeting. I called through the door. Don't mind me. I walked downstairs, grabbed my phone, and I started searching. I found Marcus on social media within about 2 minutes. His profile was public. Lots of photos of him at company events, charity galas, that kind of thing. And in most of those photos, his wife. Her name was Patricia. Late 30s, worked in finance according to her profile. Successful. Put together. Had no idea her husband was sleeping with his employees. I dug a little deeper. Found out she worked at a company I used to do some contract work for. We had a mutual connection on LinkedIn. I got her phone number. My hands were shaking as I dialed. She picked up on the third ring. Is this Patricia Coleman? I used Marcus's last name. Yes. Who is this? My name is David Mitchell. I'm the husband of your husband's marketing manager. Jessica, pause. I'm at my house right now. Your husband is here. In my bedroom, with my wife. They're locked in there. And I thought you might want to come join their strategy meeting. Dead silence on the other end. Excuse me. Your husband is having an affair with my wife. They're in my bedroom right now, naked. I locked them in, and I'm calling you because I think you deserve to know. And see, more silence. Then, is this some kind of joke? I can send you my address. You're welcome to come verify for yourself. I could hear her breathing on the other end. Heavy, controlled, send it. I texted her my address. I live about 20 minutes away, she said. Her voice was ice cold now. I'll be there in 15. She hung up. Upstairs the pounding had gotten louder. I could hear Jessica screaming. Marcus was yelling something about calling the police. Go ahead! I yelled up the stairs. Tell them you're trapped in my bedroom, in my house. After sleeping with my wife. I'm sure that'll go great for you. The pounding stopped. I sat down on my couch, turned on the TV and waited. 13 minutes later, my doorbell rang. I opened it. Patricia Coleman stood there. Designer clothes, perfect hair, and a look on her face that could cut glass. Where are they? Upstairs. Bedroom. Still locked in. She didn't wait for me to say anything else. Just pushed past me and ran up the stairs. I followed behind her. She got to the bedroom door and started pounding. Open this door. Marcus's voice from inside. Honey, what are you? Open. Oh, I can't. He locked it from the no. Patricia looked at me. I shrugged. Then I reached over and slid the bolt open. She threw that door open so hard it hit the wall. Marcus and Jessica were both dressed now, sitting on opposite sides of the bed like two kids in timeout. Jessica's makeup was running down her face. Marcus looked like he was about to throw up. Patricia just stared at them. For a long moment, nobody said anything. Then she laughed. Not a happy laugh. A terrifying laugh. A strategy meeting, she said. That's what you told him. Jessica was sobbing. I'm so sorry, Patricia, this isn't. Now, you, Patricia snapped. You're nothing. She pointed at Marcus. Woo, you told me you were at a client meeting. Was going you two. This was just, pack your stuff. Patricia said. Her voice was deadly calm now. Now, we're done. Honey, please let me explain. Nubbo. Marcus looked at Jessica like she was gonna help him. She just sat there crying. Patricia turned to me. I'm divorcing him. I'm taking everything. His lawyer will be in touch about our assets. I suggest you do the same with her. Already planning on it, I said. She nodded. Look back at Marcus. You have 10 minutes to get dressed and get out of this house. Then I'm calling the cops and reporting you for trespassing. This isn't our house, Marcus said weakly. I don't care. Move. He moved, grabbed his shoes, his jacket. Jessica tried to say something to him. He ignored her completely and left. Patricia followed him out. At the top of the stairs she stopped. Looked back at Jessica. You're fired, by the way. I'll make sure of it. Then to me, keep all the evidence you can. Photos, texts, everything. My lawyer will want copies for my case too. And she left. I heard her car peel out of the driveway about 30 seconds later. Jessica was still sitting on the bed, crying, not looking at me. You need to pack your things, I said. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. David, please, can we just talk about this? No, you have 1 hour. Then I'm calling a locksmith. I left the room, went downstairs, called a lawyer I knew from work. Left him a voicemail explaining I needed a divorce attorney ASAP. 45 minutes later Jessica came downstairs with 2 suitcases. Her eyes were completely red, makeup destroyed. I'll stay at my sister's, she said quietly. I'm sorry. Okay. Can we please just? No. Get out. She left. I locked the door behind her. Then I sat on my couch and just they existed. For like 3 hours, didn't move, didn't think, just stared at the wall. The lawyer called me back around 7 p.m. I explained everything, he said. Document everything, change the locks, separate your finances, and don't talk to her without me present. I did all of that. Locksmith came at 9 p.m. Cost me $200, worth every penny. The next few days were insane. Jessica called me over 30 times. Left voicemails that ranged from crying apologies to screaming accusations about how I trapped her and Marcus. I didn't answer any of them, just forwarded everything to my lawyer. She also sent me over 80 texts. One of them said I overreacted and embarrassed her in front of Marcus's wife. Another said I ruined her career. I responded once, talked to my lawyer. His contact info is in the email I sent you. That set her off worse. Got another 30 texts about how I was destroying our marriage by refusing to communicate. Lady, you destroyed our marriage when you slept with your boss in our bed. Day 3, Patricia called me. Asked if I had any evidence for her divorce case. I did. I'd taken photos of the scene on my phone before letting her into the room. Timestamps, metadata, everything. I sent them to her lawyer. She thanked me. Said she'd been suspicious for months but Marcus had convinced her she was being paranoid. She was going after him for everything. The house, savings, his pension. She made more money than him and had a better lawyer. I believed her. Also on day 3 Jessica's sister called me. You need to take her back, she said.
No. She made a mistake. She's devastated.
She made a choice. Multiple choices over what I'm guessing was months. It was 6 weeks, the sister said, then realized what she'd admitted. I mean, 6 weeks, isn't that? Good to know, thanks for the info. Wait, she didn't tell you that. She hasn't told me anything, because I'm not talking to her except through lawyers. She hired someone yesterday. She can't afford a real lawyer. Just some friend who owes her a favor, not my problem. The sister started crying. Told me I was heartless. That Jessica needed me. That she wasn't eating or sleeping. She should have thought about that before sleeping with her boss in our bed. I hung up, blocked that number too. Day 4, my lawyer called. Jessica's lawyer friend sent over initial divorce papers. She was asking for half the house that I bought before we got married. That's only in my name. She wanted alimony for 5 years, half my retirement accounts, and the car that I was making payments on. My lawyer actually laughed. She has no grounds for any of this. She committed adultery, you have proof. She's getting nothing. What about the car? Title in your name? Yeah, I was paying it off as a gift. Haven't transferred the title yet. Then it's yours. Stop making payments. So I did, called the loan company. Stopped the auto pay. That car was getting repossessed from her sister's driveway in about 2 weeks if Jessica didn't take over payments herself, which she couldn't, because she just lost her job. Oh yeah, that happened. Marcus got fired on Thursday. Apparently Patricia had connections on the company's board. She made some calls. He was terminated for inappropriate workplace relationships and creating a hostile work environment. Jessica got fired the same day. AR called it termination for cause due to violation of workplace ethics policies. She called me from a different number, screaming about how I got her fired and destroyed her life. I didn't sleep with anyone at your workplace, I reminded her. You did that yourself. She hung up, called back 3 minutes later crying, begging me to make this right, because she couldn't find another job with a termination like that on her record. Talk to your lawyer friend about it. So here's where things are now. The divorce is finalized. It happened 2 weeks ago. Judge gave me the house, the car, all retirement accounts, and 80% of our savings. Jessica got 20% of the savings, about $4,000, and her personal belongings, no alimony. The judge said her adultery and employment termination negated any claims to spousal support. She tried to argue she couldn't find work. Judge said that was consequence of her actions, not grounds for alimony. Her lawyer friend tried to bring up me locking them in the bedroom as evidence of abuse or something. My lawyer pointed out it was my house, my bedroom, and I delayed their exit by less than 30 minutes for the purpose of notifying another affected parties. The judge didn't care about that argument at all. Papers were signed. It's done. We're officially divorced. Jessica cried through the whole thing. Her sister was there glaring at me the entire time. After the judge signed everything, Jessica tried to approach me. My lawyer stepped between us, reminded her about proper communication channels. I got one final text from her. I'll never forgive you for what you did. I replied, you don't have to. We're done here. Blocked that number. Haven't heard from her sister, or her mother since. Which is exactly how I want it. As for Patricia, her divorce finalized around the same time as mine. She sent me a message saying she was moving to a different state for a fresh start. Wished me well. I did the same. Marcus apparently found a job in sales. Big step down from VP. Heard through mutual connections he's struggling financially with the spousal support payments. Moved in with his parent, 45 years old. As for me, I'm doing great, honestly. Sold a bunch of furniture Jessica picked out. Bought new stuff I actually like. Repainted the bedroom. Got rid of that horrible mauve color she'd insisted on. It's a nice gray now. Picked up hobbies I'd let slide. Started playing guitar again. Joined a softball league with coworkers. Actually have free time now. Work's going well too. Got a promotion last month. The one I'd been working toward for 2 years but kept missing because I was always dealing with Jessica's latest drama. People ask if I'm dating yet. Not really interested right now. Maybe eventually. No rush. Some people think I was too harsh. That calling Patricia was cruel. That I should have handled it differently. Those people weren't the ones who got cheated on. They weren't the ones who came home to find their marriage destroyed in their own bed. I did what I needed to do. Protected myself. Made sure the truth came out. Let the consequences fall where they belong. And now I'm moving on with my life. To everyone watching this, if you've made it this far, thank you. Hit that subscribe button for Reddit Family Stories because we bring you real stories like this every single day. To anyone going through something similar, you deserve better. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. And to my ex-wife, if you're somehow watching this, I hope you figure yourself out. I hope you learn from this. I hope you don't do this to someone else. But mostly I hope you leave me alone. We're done here.